Ah! I need to try and maneuver into the clouds and lose him there. It was a desperate strategy, but the only one he had at his disposal, after having exhausted all other options with his opponent on his tail. In the blue sky, an F-A-18 was desperately trying to shake off the strike eagle glued to his back. Through his maneuvers and the short distance between them, he had evaded missile lock, but it was only a matter of time until a successful hit was scored. The Hornet still had a fair amount of descending to do before reaching cloud level, constantly pulling downward spirals and half-turns to confuse the pilot in a last-ditch effort to surprise the opponent. He instantly decelerated and pointed his nose. That did not end well. Once he had done that, the Strike Eagle flipped upside down before laying a short burst into its engine, before diving out of the way. The fight was over. I've said this before, and I know it's annoying, but your desperation severely hampers you without help. Anyway, match over. Return to base. The pilot of the Hornet sighed in disappointment. Roger. Returning home. It was a battle simulation, meant to have pilots fly against each other in a mock dogfight. Today marked the last match. Garuda 1, you're cleared to land. The control tower responded before guiding him in. As he landed, he questioned Ameria's decision to join the IUN. Paranoia around Belkan attacks was not a stranger to Ameria. After the Estevakian-Amerian War in 2016, Estevakia revealed a Belkan defector helped them design the Aigayon. Not only that, but Grunder Industries supplied the Estevakian occupation of Ameria. Oh yeah, Talisman, you have guests. Command asked you to talk to them before sending a report in. Roger, Tower. Thank you. Talisman sighed. Probably a visit from Marcus. He pulled into his hangar and stepped out of his F-15E. This plane saw him throughout his quest to liberate his country during the war with Estevakia, alongside countless allies. Talisman walked to the command room. Is that you, Marcus? Nope. Apparently not. Hello. Talisman quickly tried to come back from the awkward first meeting. Hello to you too. Nice to meet you. The man stretched out his hand. My name is Hector Lumen, liaison officer. You can just call me Lumen if you wish. This man over here is John Smith. Call sign Mobius 1. I heard stories about you during your war. You were a symbol for your army, and led them to bring back your country. Quite the pilot you were. Are you kidding me? You were a one-man army in the Continental War. Please forgive me, but why is a person like you out here? Talisman acted like a kid who met his hero. Mobius was embarrassed to an extent, but he managed to smile before looking at Hector. Mind filling him in? For now, I want you two to train together. You two can fly together and assess how well you two fit as wingmen. Mobius successfully passed the simulator test before we came here, but now it's time for actual flying. Talisman had to restrain himself to not freak out over flying with the Mobius 1. It was just flying in formation, not much more. Oh yeah, other squad mates can fly as well if they wish, however, let them flying with Mobius 1 be a secret. Lumen spoke with an eye wink. Talisman had a smile on his face. Yes, sir. I'll get our aircraft ready. Mobius, you're a Raptor pilot, yes? One in the hangar is well maintained. Follow me, you can use that. Lead the way. Mobius gestured. Talisman led the two of them to the base. It was a relatively calm day. Most planes were done training, but others were willing to do one last sortie. Along the way, Hector spotted a rather strange aircraft covered in tarp. It was long, and had a strange-looking wing design, similar to a Delta Wing aircraft. He decided to place that at the back of his mind for now. Here's your plane. I'll let two of the others know. We'll be in the air. With that, Talisman ran off excitedly. He's like a kid in a candy store when you showed up. And again, I don't blame him. Hell, if it wasn't my job, I'd probably be gushing over you as well. I mean, I was just a young kid when the Continental War happened, but... Hector remarked as Mobius got dressed in a flight suit. Mobius changed topic to address something he noticed Hector eyeballing. That aircraft in tarp. Strange design, huh? Agreed. That may be a Estevakian design. A little detective work would be fun while you fly around with Talisman. We'll talk soon. Hector waved as he walked off. Mobius was left alone as he finished getting ready. Crew members came in and helped him get into a plane with a ladder and opened the hangar door. Mobius taxied out to the runway before hearing those words from the control tower. Mobius 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Hector viewed Mobius 1's takeoff as he walked down base towards the aircraft and tarp. One of the crew management noticed and followed. "Excuse me, sir. Do you have questions about that aircraft?" He was a young one, likely just out of training. "Yes. What is it? Such an oddity of a design," Hector replied, looking up. "Slovakia has been in a bad state since their war with us. Because of this, they've been selling their aircraft and their military technology all over the world to pay for relief and rebuild costs. If not for this, railguns may not be as common." Hector turned to him and spoke. "You mean they were the first to develop this? What plane is this? I'm not as knowledgeable of Slovakian tech." "This beauty," the young man pulled down the tarp, "is a CFA-44 Nosferatu, one of the finest planes ever built, courtesy of Albastru Electris. Behind this plane and the Aigayon." The young man spoke with pride. Hector noticed his enjoyment of machinery, and knew he'd be here all day. "Unfortunately, I just noticed the time. Clearly, though, I need to read up on history." "You mentioned the Aigayon? Let me at least show you these." The young man showed a few pictures of the Aigayon, but Hector noticed an incredibly striking similarity with another airborne fortress. "Well, what was the company name again?" "Albastru Electris. It's a state-run company in Slovakia," the young man replied. "Thank you. I'll be on my way. Take care." "Same goes to you." As Mobius 1 took off, he was joined by Talisman and 2 other pilots. "What maneuver do you wish to do? You're the flight lead, Mobius 1. Talisman spoke with excitement. "Hey, you said if I fought you, you would let me be the flight lead for a day." "Garuda 1 to Garuda 2. I said if you won." "Alright, but next time allow me to try. Garuda 2 out." "You sound young for someone who flew with you years ago." "Anyway, let's do a stand right V turn. I'll be up top, and we go by 1 through 4. In an instant, the diamond formation they flew in separated, and Mobius flew at the top, with Garuda 3 at the bottom. And they took a light right turn. "Whoa, look at that!" Garuda 3 looked in amazement. All of them turned at the same angle and degree, yet only Mobius's plane drew a contrail. Talisman and Garuda 2 were equally amazed. "It feels good to finally fly with the squad again. Flying with friends is the best part of the job. Losing them is the worst part of the job." "Garuda 2, stay focused." "No, he's right, especially when you weren't there for them." Mobius 1 looked down at his stick, wondering if there were people who could have helped in the lighthouse war. Talisman knew how he felt. When Shamrock plummeted into ice, he felt weak, as his friend got paralyzed and he was helpless. He heard Mobius's voice and snapped out of it. "Anyway, any suggestions?" Down at the base, Hector talked over with the staff at Albastru Electris over the phone, stating his name and rank. "I understand this is a confusing question, and I understand that most of your staff wish to not have their names revealed. But for the ones that are no longer working, can you send their names?" The operator over the other end was uncertain how to proceed. Names of former staff are usually protected by privacy laws. "Unfortunately, very few names can actually be given to others just by asking." There is one that I know I can safely bring up." The operator spoke nervously, trying not to step out of line. "His name was Lorenz Riedel. He was one of our Joint Chiefs of Staff. He was a pilot who served in the war, but got shot down." He spoke nervously. Hector could tell he wasn't sure what ground he was standing on legally. "Thank you. Last question. And don't worry, just a yes or no question. Are there any others of the same ethnicity? This is a Balkan name." Hector waited for a few long seconds for an answer. No?" he replied. "Thank you very much. I'm sorry to bother. Have a nice day." With that, he hung up on the phone. He could tell by their response he was lying, but that ultimately didn't matter. Immediately, he called the IUN for a quick favor, asking to cross-check the name and deliver any notable information. Apparently, Lorenz Riedel linked to a former engineer and pilot during the Balkan War, who worked at the South Balkan Munitions Factory turned Garuda Industries. The same people who made the XBO, the Restvalger, another airborne fortress similar to the Aigayon in terms of looks. But that wasn't all. There was a hole in assuming that they were the same man. Lawrence supposedly went MIA after the Balkan War ended. However, upon asking who he was part of, he got his answer. The Galt team. Galt 1 was supposedly one of the leading members of a world with no boundaries. And now, Hector had an answer. Something he had to tell the others. Mobius 1 and the Garuda team landed back at base. "You fly pretty well for a rusty old man," Garuda 1 joked. "Hopefully I can play catch-up soon enough." "No person invincible, no pilot infallible. I'm sure you'll get used to it." Upon going inside the command room, Hector immediately told them of the information he found, and informed that Estevakia had taken in Belkan defectors. "Well, I don't know if they had a hand in starting it, but I know they definitely were involved. Heck, I remember when I landed at base after taking back Grace Maria, I remembered seeing Garuda industry crates scattered about everywhere. They definitely had a hand," Talisman said. Hector replied, "Yeah, but it goes to show. Belkan defectors are everywhere. To Lawrence, the scientist who developed drones in Last War, Dr. Schroeder. Remember him? After we annex Belka, we must do something about it, but that's out of my rank." Talisman was going to be a part of this, so recruiting him was unnecessary. Lumen filled in Talisman on the details, like always, and told him to train hard, and that they'll see him soon. Talisman spoke to himself. "Fine. I'll do one more flight tonight. Night sky is always stress relieving." Time unknown. Ocean State Maximum Security Prison. A location meant for only the finest of the world's trash. A large building surrounded by guards on all sides, meant to be as secure as possible. Or at least it was. A prison guard stood at the entrance in the middle of the night.
"This is dispatch. Everything okay? What's happening up there?"
"Nothing. Got the weirdest feeling, though, like something's gonna happen."
"Everything looks clear. You know how protocol is. Just don't do that again, okay?"
Immediately, Michael thought he saw a white glare in the distance. Suddenly, a bullet went straight to his head, killing him instantly. A man walked up and took his radio while the others moved ahead. They had to get to the underground floor. Taking a keycard off the officer, they sneaked by the rest of the guards and slowly moved to the underground floor. Then, they found him. Joshua Bristow, former World with No Boundaries leader, was in the cell, just waking up from his sleep. "Could have waited until after I finished sleeping." He sarcastically spoke, but had a smile as he walked out, being greeted with a hug by the main guy, the sniper from earlier. Now to make an escape. Due to how loud their explosives were, they couldn't use them until the end of the mission. Once they had got Joshua Bristow, they set the charges on the wall on the ground floor that led to a sewer entrance.
"Something going on down there." "What, did your girlfriend call you again?" "This is dispatch. We will sound the alarm if you do not pick up the pager." "The suspect should be considered armed and dangerous."
Explosives triggered underground set an alarm off amongst the staff, all rushing to identify where it came from. They immediately rushed to the underground floor, finding a dead guard. In the process, Joshua and the Saviors pushed through to the sewer to a ladder, leading to a getaway driver just above. They made their getaway in a quick sedan, Joshua in the trunk. They arrived to a safe house miles out and pulled the car into a garage. Then, they got out and opened the trunk. "Unlike your planning, you need work on how to treat a guest. Got anything I can wear?" Welcome back, everybody. Alright, so that's the end of the Garuda Talisman chapter and the breakout of Wizard 1. You know, initially we thought that we were going to have Wizard 1 be broken out, or at least my idea was that Wizard 1 would be broken out during a mission. Basically, you'd be sent to protect the prison and they'd get him out, but didn't really know how to write that, and to be honest, this makes more sense, because really, we were going to have Bristow broke out before a time skip, and there's going to be like a 2 or 3 year time skip after the annexation of Belka, which will be the first and second mission. Basically, and we'll get to this later, I have a big job to write next because, and you guys probably won't see this for a while, but the next thing we got to do is the annexation of Belka, and I have to write the briefing and the mission. And then the second one after that would be the Siege on Dinsmark, or the Siege of Dinsmark. So, yeah. Okay, so about the subtitles. I am much happier with not doing them. This video took a lot less time to make, and it was a lot more pleasant. I can work with this, and I'm happy to do more videos like this. So, I think I did alright. I don't really have a problem. This took about the same amount of time, give or take, as the Cypher chapter, but it was a whole lot less annoying. So, this is what I'm going to stick with. If you liked it, please let me know, because this was kind of a downgrade, admittedly, but I hope that it worked well for everyone. So, yes, up next, I believe, is basically all the guys meeting each other, and then there's a briefing that I wrote, like a pre-briefing tutorial. And I'm also going to make a tutorial, like video, for like new ideas for the squadron command system, for the War Dog Squadron, or Raspberries. There's a lot of things we're going to be doing, and I'm excited to get there, now that I don't have to spend 3 or 4 hours subtitling a video. So, yeah, I'm glad this is done. I think I did a good job, especially with that ending part. And, hope you enjoyed. Stay frosty, and the price is right. Good day, or good night.